Think density mandates fix housing? California just okayed mid-rise near transit, up to 9 stories at big hubs. Sounds like the cure. But here's the catch. The default at City Hall is deny, delay, or shrink. The real game is fought in permitting lines, not press conferences. Stick around. I'll show you the hidden cost nobody budgets for. The entitlement drag that turns policy wins into stalled dirt. And the simple diagnostic that top builders use to flip a no into a predictable yes. If you ever wondered why we're short millions of homes, you're about to see how the sausage actually gets made. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. So the state said yes to height near transit. Cool. Then why does that parcel by your station look like a sun-baked parking lot year after year? Because yes on paper meets a machine that's built to say not yet. You get the permit maze, the environmental review that duplicates last year's environmental review, traffic studies that treat an afternoon latte run like Coachella, and a design board arguing over a balcony shade. Each tiny cut is another month. Stack enough, you've got birthdays passing on bare dirt. Here's the thing. SB 79 hands out taller envelopes inside a half-mile of big stops and overrides local zoning. Sounds decisive, but here's the catch. City staff and councils treat housing like a cost center. New units look like future service bills. So the safest move inside City Hall isn't go, it's slow. Risk gets managed with requests for more data, more meetings, more tweaks. There's no penalty for delay, and the political reward skews toward avoiding angry neighbors, not delivering tenants. Let me give you the move by move. Applicant submits a mid-rise that ticks the statute. Planning kicks it to environmental. Environmental wants an updated noise model because the bus engines changed last year. Traffic asks for a fresh peak hour count after school lets out. Design review likes the massing but wants a softer corner and 2 fewer floors facing Elm. Legal wants to confirm the state preemption applies to that exact block. Then someone asks for one more study on shade at winter solstice. Months become seasons. And while all that churns, the macro isn't waiting. We're short by millions of homes. Approvals that took months in the 1980s sprawl into multi-year odysseys. Labor is tight, so trades bid like unicorns. Climate adders creep in. Stormwater, heat, materials. Capital sees the wobble and prices in doubt. The clock burns cash, not just time. It's like getting VIP access to a club, then spending the night in the coat check line because the bouncer lost your wristband. You're technically in. You're not getting a drink. Meanwhile, neighborhood opposition runs a clean, repeatable play. Appeal every step. Ask for hearing delays to digest the packet. Push for fewer units to protect character. Demand more parking, then say parking creates traffic. By the time the 11th concession lands, the pro forma gives up. The project still exists in theory. In practice, the math dies. Now the twist a lot of people miss. City budgets often prefer retail over renters. Sales tax looks shiny. Housing looks like calls to public works and extra classrooms. So officials slow walk anything that smells risky because there's no fiscal upside to speed. The state can set the ceiling height, but the local process controls the clock. And the clock is where developers bleed. This is where the hidden line item shows up. Entitlement drag. Nobody budgets for it cleanly, but it eats real money. Interest carry keeps ticking while you wait for a Tuesday agenda slot. Your team logs hundreds of hours revising sheets to address comments that contradict last month's comments. Investors get fatigued. Lenders ask for re-underwrites. Every extra quarter of delay loads more cost onto the same dirt. So here's the mini payoff. The blocker isn't the mandate. It's operating friction that converts legal can build into practical won't pencil. Cities run deny, delay, or shrink even under a statewide yes, because process is the local veto and time is the quiet killer. The parcel still sits empty, not because the law failed, but because the system made progress feel optional. So if politics and process are the choke points, who actually gets from maybe to move in? Not who you think, Yet. Why does one team slide a 9-story past the same board that iced their neighbor for 2 years? It's not luck. It's diagnosis. Winners treat a city like a system with choke points, not a debate stage. They map bottlenecks, assign owners, and build a playbook that survives the local stress test. Then they run it on repeat. Start with a checklist that actually explains delay. Where do permits stack up? Who's understaffed and on what days? How does inspection scheduling collide with concrete pours? What climate adders hit this site? Stormwater, heat, materials? And which ones can you pre-answer with stamped details? What does your lender require to keep funding through re-reviews? That map turns mystery into sequence. Sequence becomes speed. Most teams burn energy at the podium. The winners fix backstage. They wire workflow and data so questions land answered before they're asked. They align the story with who lives there, not just floor area ratio and setbacks. When your submittal reads like a finished operations plan, staff relax. You look predictable. Predictable gets dates. Let's talk trades. Treat them like partners, not a spreadsheet cell. Lock labor early with commitments that make their weeks reliable. Phase scopes so crews stay warm between permits. Cross-train where it's realistic. Framing and siding teams that can swing to light finishes when inspections lag. That rhythm keeps velocity even when approvals stretch. You can't buy time, but you can buy pace. Labor scarcity is the constraint. Full stop. Crews are aging out, new workers are thin, and starts are choppy. So the edge goes to builders who invest in people, not just bid lists. Offer steady cadence, clear scopes, and prompt pay. The payoff isn't warm fuzzies. It's fewer no-shows, tighter schedules, and fewer rework days that blow up your carry. Tie your design, estimating, and permitting in one digital backbone. Interactive plans with real-time pricing, connected takeoffs, and permit-ready sheets cut change orders before they happen. You reduce cancellations, you cut errors in the field, and reviewers see a coherent set that doesn't mutate every submittal. Less drift means fewer resets. Now the narrative. Don't go in abstract. Profile your residents with real data. Downsizers trading yard work for an elevator, singles who walk to work, essential workers shaving an hour off a commute. Connect unit mix to that roster. Parking ratios, school impact, and traffic melt when the who is undeniable. The default setting is delay, deny, or shrink, long before approve shows up. So your story has to make no look unreasonable. Here's the policy twist. Pair your density rights with a modernization ask. Offer a permitting roadmap with timestamps, digital submittals, batch reviews, and flexible zoning triggers that you pre-test with scenarios. Show your pro forma under best, base, and bad cases. Capital is picky and wants pace. City staff wants certainty. Hand them both. Build land optionality into every deal. Entitle for multi-use so you have exits. Stage phases so you can start tight, learn, and expand. Keep pathways to swap tenure or unit mix if rates or rules wobble. Standardize operations, so when a lender stress tests your plan, it passes without a 20-page explanation. You don't need a magic law. You need a repeatable system that turns "we'll see" into scheduled closings. And once you run it once, you can run it on the next block, faster,